È una bellissima giornata sotto il cielo di Belmonte Calabro, a passeggio in riva al mare, dalla marina alla montagna, a godermi tutte le bellezze del mio caro paesello dove io sono nato. Paese del cuore mio tanto amato, io ti ringrazio immensamente, ma prima, il cuore mio ringrazia la mammina mia cara, che mi portò al mondo. Grazie donne, grazie padri, grazie mammina mia cara, tu che hai sofferto tanto per darmi il tuo migliore in quella casa fredda, stringendomi al tuo cuore, sperando che domani il migliore poi verrà. Mamma, tu mi hai dato il meglio sulla terra, tu mi hai dato il tuo cuore, tu mi hai dato la tua vita. Voi mamme preziose, siete tutto in questo mondo, siete la luce del pianeta, siete la vita della terra.
All right. Happy Saturday night and happy holidays. Still trying to shake this sinus infection. Had this for about a month. Anyway, that song was, of course, my dad. The song is called Mamina Mia Cara, my dearest mommy, from his movie The Value of Life. My dad certainly knows the value of life. I think I know the value of life. Maybe I don't know the value of computers. What a crazy season. Hope all of you are doing well. All right, give me a second here to get situated. Wasn't sure if I was going to jump on tonight, but I think I'm good enough to go. So we'll talk a little bit about film, James Cameron, computer prices, and all that good stuff here. Just a few days before the new year. Hope all of you are doing well, and hope you had a decent year. All right. Computer prices. So, when shopping for a new computer, it was time after, what is it now, 6 years? It was time to get something more, a little more horsepower, or as Arnold would say, I need more power. So I went shopping before Christmas for myself. And originally I was looking for something with a Ryzen 7 and a 5000 series, graphics card. And it was clear that I was not going to find it with a budget of $700. I did, however, find a Ryzen 5. Ryzen 5 with the NVIDIA graphics card. It was one of those Walmart online special CB Power, Buy Power, Cyber Power, something like that. Honestly, I don't know too much about the company. Maybe you guys can tell me more. So, Found it online. It had a Ryzen 5, not a Ryzen 7, but it did have the graphics card and Windows pre-installed, although I was going to install Linux anyway. But it had the right card, and I could, the Ryzen 5 it's something I can work with. I don't do 4K streaming. I think the card would handle it, maybe not the processor. But I thought and they had it on special for $650. So I did some research, and I thought, yeah, I really don't need a Ryzen 7. So the next day I went to buy it, and the price had went up to $900. Of course, as Arnold would say. Blah, blah, blah. So I searched, shopped around, went back the next day, and the price has not changed. That $650 PC is now $900. And evidently the price is not going down anytime soon. So after a few choice New York words that I cannot repeat, I just said, forget about it. So I don't think it's just the Trump tariffs. There's something else going on. So this is what I could find. Computer prices are high due to intense demand for memory chips by AI, leading to shortages and price spikes for RAM, tightening supply. It's like, gee, this is the pandemic all over again. I thought we were back to normal. However you would define normal. Evidently, when not back to normal, at least not in this country. So my friends, that's it. If you've been shopping for a fair price on a PC, at least now, well, all I can say is forget about it. It's not going to happen. So no Christmas for me. What's that movie? Bah humbug. I'm not surprised. I did, however, get a new headset. I hope this sounds okay. If anybody's watching, let me know. This is I forget which one this is, a Plantronics. So I did get something. I got a $15 headset, but no computer for it. So I'm going to stick with my dual core dinosaur here that still works. So that's what's going on with computer prices. And very disappointing to say the least, but it is what it is. James Cameron, film director, obviously, Terminator, Aliens, Titanic, Avatar, The Abyss, and a few others. I'll just call it, he is a genius. He knows what to write, when to write, how to live, where to live. I believe he lives in New Zealand. Can't blame him. What's going on here? But he has written 4 and 5 ready to go. But because these movies each year, multiple years, get more expensive, he needs to wait and see how much Avatar 3 makes. And he's worried. They asked him, even though with all his experiences, oh yeah, I am nervous about the release of this movie, if it's going to make enough money to continue working on the next Avatar 4 and 5, which is done in terms of writing. During the pandemic, cinema attendance obviously was non-existent, and streaming took over. Of course, we watch movies online. I did the weekend live shows online, connecting with you guys, and grateful for that. Thank you for those of you who joined in and donated to the channel to keep it going. Much obliged. And obviously streaming took over. Well, we are back to normal. Not really, but in a way the pandemic is over, and James Cameron was saying that theater attendance is down between 30 and 35%. And that's not good. Now, there's several reasons for this. It's a post-pandemic world. The economy is not doing that good. Obviously, prices are high. People have less disposable income. And he says he will only do Avatar 4 and 5 if Avatar 3, Fire and Ash, gets closer to $2 billion mark in total ticket sales. Because the next Avatar film, I believe that budget's going to be about $400 million. This one was $300 million. And of course, as special effects progress and the use of, here we go again, with computers, high-end computers, the prices gets higher, especially for Hollywood movies. Now, in his case, it's definitely worth it because he knows what he's doing. But James Cameron is worried. Yeah, and here where I live, we lost two cinemas during COVID. We lost the drive-in, drive-through, and we lost the AMD. They're not coming back, and the politics here will not allow cinemas to come back. This is not a political show, so I won't get into politics. You can pretty much guess which side is not going to allow it. Very disappointing and embarrassing considering this is the land of Dean Martin, where he was born, Mr. Entertainer, and we have no cinema. Oh joy. Anyway, James Cameron is worried, but he says that's okay. If he can't continue doing Avatar, he'll write books to finish the story of the Avatar series and then continue doing other movies. He has done a bunch of interviews on YouTube. Fascinating stuff. How he got into the business, writing Terminator when he was broke and living on McDonald's cheeseburgers. Then, of course, when Terminator came out, he was surprised. He went on to do Aliens and The Abyss, Titanic. He told a funny story about Titanic. When he was filming Titanic, he had gone, of course, he was established, so he could get, at that time, 97, Titanic was the most expensive film to do, $200 million. And now that's a lot of money today. Imagine that in 97. So he was able to finish Titanic over budget, double the budget, I think, but of course the rest is history. It became the highest grossing movie out there. He tells a story that in the scene where Rose and Jack are kissing at sunset during the on the front ship of the Titanic, they were waiting for the perfect sunset. They couldn't get it, but one day when the clouds separated close to sunset, James Cameron says he was off the set about 100 feet. All of a sudden, what's her name? Kate Winslet, Rose, she starts screaming to him, "Shoot! Shoot the damn seed!" And James was saying, "I've never had an actor scream at me before." Kate saw what James did not see off the set, so they rushed the cameras on set to film the perfect sunset kiss. And he says if you watch the film, it's slightly off focus because they weren't prepared. Now they were able to do it in focus, but funny story to have an actor screaming at a director, "Shoot the damn scene now!" Anyway, that's one of the stories that Cameron has told. He also talked about writing the first script for Avatar, which came out in 2009. He wrote the script. Now, he wrote these scripts starting in 95, but he said the technology wasn't ready yet until 10 years later. So I guess they started filming in 2005, 2006 for a 2009 release. However, he had to sell the script. He needed money to do the movie. So when he went to the CEO of 20th Century Fox, according to Jim, the CEO told him, "Yeah, Jim, I like a good story, good characters, but can we get rid of this tree-hugging green shit?" And James says, "No, this is how I wrote the story, and I think we're done here." He gets up to leave, and the CEO says, No, don't be that way. Sit down." I guess when you recognize a genius, you need to keep your mouth shut, right? And that's how Avatar got financed, and the rest is history. I did review or view again with my son the other night, the first Avatar. I can see why these movies keep on going. There's a lot of metaphors and allegory to what's going on this planet versus what was it, Planet Pandora. And now human beings are just inherently stupid on destroying things, as it were. So that's the story on Avatar. He says that he's finishing editing a Billie Eilish documentary, the singer. He says that was a vacation. He says that took just a couple weeks versus 3-4 years doing Avatar. Yeah, duh. So that's almost done, and he says he's going to take a break from Avatar. And his next movie is called The Ghosts of Hiroshima, based on a book on, of course, the atomic bombings, World War II, in both cities in Japan. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I did not know about the book or that he was going to do it, and I'm like, why would he want to do that? It's so far away from the story of Avatar. And he does want to do one more Terminator film, by the way. Well, this is what he said, and it almost made me cry, so let me relay the story to you. Back in 2010, he went to the hospital to meet the last surviving man. Last name was Yamaguchi, if you want to look it up. Yamaguchi, this man, he survived both atomic bombings. He was working in Hiroshima. The bomb fell, he got hit, he got burned, he survived. He said, screw this. It's not safe. I'm going to Nagasaki. Of course, 3 days later, he got hit with the second atomic bomb. The only man, I believe, to survive 2 atomic bombings. He survived up until the 90 years old, I think Jim said. So James spoke to him before he passed at the hospital. And Yamaguchi was relaying the story. And this is what almost made me cry. He told James through a translator, I forgive the people who did this to me. And if I can forgive this, you, not just James, but all of us, you can forgive anything. And I can see Jim was almost going to tear up, but he says that's when he promised this man, I promise you I will do the movie. And that's going to be James Cameron's next feature film, The Ghosts of Hiroshima. I have not read the book. I heard it's a good book. Well, it has to be if Jim wants to do it. But that's going to be James's next movie, The Ghosts of Hiroshima, based on the 2 atomic bombings and the aftermath. I'm not sure how he's going to do it. He says he's not even sure how yet. But he said he's taking about a month off for the holidays, well-deserved time off. James is 71 years old. He's getting up there like my dad, who's in his 80s. I think my dad and Jim would have made a great team. They both understand the value of life. And yes, that's a plug for my dad's movie on Amazon Prime Video. If you haven't seen it, please do check out my dad's movie. Award-winning movie, 8 awards so far. Just search The Value of Life. I think it's going to be streaming for a little bit longer. So check it out and let me know what you think on Amazon Prime Video. But yeah, I think Jim and my dad would have made a good team because they understand what's important. James did talk about AI and the use of AI. He is not a fan of it. He does not believe in AI replacing actors. Now, he does believe in AI assisting him, but not in replacing humans. And of course, with the first Terminator 40 plus years ago, he predicted that AI would soon dominate and maybe destroy us. Personally, I think if AI is going to destroy us, this is how I think it's going to happen. Here's I won't call it a prediction, a semi-prediction, guys. Are you ready? If AI truly destroys us like the Terminator movies, it'll happen not with humans versus AI, fighting AI, humans versus AI, but it will happen with 2 competing AIs, competing against each other, with one AI thinking it's smarter than the other, and we humans get caught in the middle. Goodbye humans, hello surviving AI. That's what I think could possibly happen and how we destroy ourselves. Boy, this is such a dumb country. Anyway, that's my thoughts on James and his current movie, which I have not seen yet, Fire and Ash. By the way, Fire and Ash, he explains the fire of war and vengeance leads to the ashes of grief, which continually leads to the fire of war. It's non-stop. How do you break the cycle? Again, he's just a genius with these films. I don't know when I'll see Fire and Ash. Again, we don't have a cinema here. It's a 60-mile round trip to the closest cinema. I live in the wrong state or in the wrong city, but very annoying to say the least. I would love to see Fire and Ash, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I guess I'll have to wait till it comes on streaming. But certain movies, James mentioned about low cinema attendance. Certain movies just should be seen on the big screen, whether it's a big spectacle like Avatar or emotional films like my dad's Value of Life. They need to be seen on the big screen. Yeah, watching it from home, if the weather is shitty or you're sick, you can't go. I get it, but all things being equal and normal, you need cinemas. It's like James was saying about the cinema experience. There's that community feeling, the feeling of we're all in this together in this 2-hour, 3-hour ride together. You share this story together, the emotions together. And there's no comparison to that at home. In a theater, you don't have the remote to pause. You're watching it together, like a family. And that's why cinemas need to thrive and survive. Yes, it's things are expensive, but just staying at home, it's watching it on a TV. I mean, like what I'm doing here, live streaming. This is okay. I'm not doing a movie. But like James has said, he's worried about Avatar, Fire and Ash making enough money because theater attendance is down at least 30%. And he does not know when things will get past to normal post-pandemic. So if you haven't already, go see Avatar, Fire and Ash. No, this isn't a sponsored video by anybody. This is just me telling you from the clips that I've seen. It looks amazing. James certainly was born for this, and he was not born to be a truck driver, which was one of his first jobs, a freaking truck driver. Believe this? Okay. Let me see here who's in the chat. All right. Jeff Kelly. Hello, my friend. Last time you went to the movie was in the 90s. My goodness. To see Lassie before that, it was with your grandmother to see the girl with True Grit with the girl. I'm tired. To see True Grit. Okay, with John Wayne. You're 71. There is nothing I want to see. All right. Well, that's one of the reasons why James Cameron is worried. Even if we had a cinema here, there's only certain films I want to see. I want to see a good human story. James Cameron says if he can't make a movie to elicit an emotion, like make you cry, then he's not going to do it. Again, he's just a genius. So that's my thoughts on movies, Jeff. Unless they elicit an emotion, like my dad's films. They're not $200 million blockbusters by any stretch of the imagination, but they're just good human stories that we can relate to. Cody's in the house. Hello, Cody. You only saw the first Avatar and loved it. Yeah, now that I saw the first one in its entirety, it's a damn good movie, and the last third of it just rocks. It just rocks, and it's something that we can relate to, with humans inherently built for destruction, as a word, not just on planet Earth, but planet Pandora. So it's something to pause and think about. All right. I need to get I was going to drink some wine, but I'm taking Augmentin for these sinus. I need to grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back. I just need to run here on the side inside the garage. If there's anybody else watching would like to say hello, I have a question, please let me know. And I'll stick around a little bit longer, and then we'll wrap it up. Let me mute my mic, my new mic. Hey, Merry Christmas to me. I'll be right back. Okay. Got my bottled water. All right, so let's see. Anything else about movies and stuff you guys want to talk about briefly here? You know, these live shows, post pandemic, I really don't know when to schedule these, when to do these anymore. It's become a challenge. I've tried Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays during the week. I don't know when to do these anymore. Maybe you guys can throw in some suggestions. It's not the same as it was pre-pandemic or during the pandemic, where we have more engagement. That hasn't happened post-pandemic. I realize we're all trying to get our lives back to normal and all that, but it's been a challenge doing these shows post-pandemic. Before we would have anonymous sponsorships and I would schedule something. It's not the same anymore, and I am a little bit worried. Just like James Cameron's worried about cinema attendance, I'm worried about the future of these live shows because the engagement just isn't there for a variety of reasons. Oh man, I wish I could shake this sinus infection. I have to call my doctor tomorrow and say, Doc, I need more power pills. Let me get another drink here. I see Ron is in the house. What's up, brother? One of your Canadian brothers, James Cameron, is doing quite well with the latest Avatar release. I think it just crossed the $500 million mark in total ticket sales. He needs to get close to $2 billion, he says, so he can do Avatar 4. Anyway, Ron, how are you? And Ron, I believe you are in Canada. I believe you are in the region where you can see my dad's new film on Amazon Prime Video. I don't believe you are in a restricted access. So if you'd like to check it out, just search The Value of Life is the title of the film. Italian with English subtitles. And let me know what you think. But I believe Canada is in one of the regions where the movie is not locked out. Anyway. So yeah, I was just talking tonight about James Cameron. Movie attendance is down. Shopping for a new computer. Oh, so close this year. Oh, so close. I should have bought it when I saw the freaking price. But hey, this dual core dinosaur tonight is still running with Linux. Yeah, check and see if Amazon Canada has it. I think the last time I spoke to the director, he's more the computer geek and not my dad. I believe he did mention, but you let me know. So Ron, did you buy any new electronics computer stuff this season or not? I was looking for a Ryzen 5 PC with the GeForce graphics card, but wow, it's the prices, man. I figured I can do with a Ryzen 5, and like I said, when I started the stream, I had found one on Walmart. It's one of those Cyber Power PC. I think it's called Cyber Power. I know the name, but I don't know if they're any good or not. But I found it for $650, and when I went to buy it the next day, it had jumped to $900. Like, son of a beans. Anyway, that was the end of my Christmas shopping. So, yeah, AI, yeah, it's wow. I thought prices were high during the pandemic. Well, now we're in a second pandemic of high prices. So, Yeah, it's very trying to think of a word. I guess annoying. Oh my goodness. Yeah, price gout. Yeah, it's you know what? I don't mind paying a little bit higher. Like if the price had jumped $50 the next day, okay, all right, I get it. Market forces. It's the holiday season. 'Tis a season to rip off people. I hate to say that, but that's just the reality. But I wasn't going to spend $250 more for the same PC. So these things still run. When they crap out, they crap out. I can always I have my Chromebook as a parachute. So, but that was yeah. Anyway, I can't say what I thought on this family channel, but you can imagine my New York choice words. Um, yeah, not going to play the sucker game. So yeah, consumers don't seem to care. They just yeah, it's so. So the companies are saying, okay, we'll take more of your money. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. So, you know what? Can I blame them? Pfft. But it shouldn't be this way. I get prices fluctuate, but 30%, boom, just like that. I mean, come on. Oh well, it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's. I'm going to look into a refurbished Ryzen 7 PC and go from there. Um, Daily price hikes, Ryan. Distributors gouge and gouge. Yeah. I know you're in the IT industry. Yeah, it's well, it's like I started earlier. Me and my dad know the value of life, and these people surely know the value of PC. Anyway, very disappointing to say the least. Because after 6 years of shopping, I was ready for a new PC, ready to dive in, move into the future. Um, but I'm not going to be financially raped, so no. SSDs, DRAM, caching went up 140%. Holy schmooly. Wow. I have to partly blame myself because, look, I'm not a spring chicken. I should have seen this partly with the Trump tariffs and everything else going on, and I missed the boat. I believe Black Friday, Ron, had some really good deals that day only. I started feeling sick that day. I wasn't in the mood to shop. Sinus infection. And to be all honest, as much as I hate what the companies are doing, I got to blame myself some of it. But that was a day to buy a new PC. I didn't do it. I had a chance last week. I waited a day too late. The price jumped, and I said, screw it. But as they say, timing is everything, right? Yeah. So that's where we're at. I need to have like a video go viral, Ron. Get like 1 million views, and then I'll buy myself a Threadripper. You know, I'll do a video like father of Linux marries Microsoft CEO's wife, and then put in parentheses clickbait to buy a new computer. That would go viral. I'll buy myself a new PC. I said, thank you. Sorry, guys, I lied to you. But hey, I needed I needed a computer. Usually drop 140K each year of SSD. This year you spent 320. Oh, that's insane, man. That's insane. Ah, boy. Yeah. Look. I count my blessings. I'm relatively healthy. I had surgery this year successfully. That tore into the budget. My dad had heart surgery last month in Italy after he did the movie. He's okay. He seems to be in good spirits. Things could be worse, but all things considered, yeah, it would be nice to have a new toy, but that'll just have to wait, I guess. So, yeah, it's a brave new world, as it were. Ron, do you go to the movies much up there, or have you cut back? Because like I was telling you, James Cameron is concerned about the 30% plus drop in cinema attendance, and he's not sure his new movie is going to make enough money. So I wonder if things are down up in Canada in terms of theater attendance. Here we lost two cinemas during the pandemic, and they're not coming back. The politics here doesn't allow it. So I'm not going to drive 60 miles round trip to go see all the movies I want to see. So I was just curious, what's it like up there in Canada in terms of cinema attendance. Your clients understand, though, and are willing to pay along as there is no other choice. Ah, gotcha. I mean, if all my computers crapped at once, not going to happen. Let's say that then I would probably bite the bullet and bought the computer. But these are still running. This is Lenovo from 2011 that had Windows 7. This computer here, still running. So yeah. Um, so Jeff, you use Debian MX Linux with Mate and XFCE. Okay, I've messed with both. Those are okay. Yeah. Actually, with this, I should have dual booted into Linux Mint, but I'm running Ubuntu with Wayland. Not my favorite thing to do, but I guess the stream is okay. The stream on my YouTube thing says it was excellent. Now it dropped down to good. I'm sure part of that is the outdated processor, but yeah, Linux can keep an old dinosaur computer running. Um, so Ron, you go into the theater twice a year. Most films are too crappy to be bothered. Yeah. Anything with Tom Cruise? Okay. And the latest Avatar? Yes. I've always enjoyed Tom Cruise. He seems to give 100% in his performance, even if some of the movies aren't that good. But he tries to give you your money's worth. And it's like I was saying earlier, James Cameron is a genius, good Canadian boy. Yeah, he writes good emotional stories, and the special effects are just added dessert, as it were. But I miss going to the movies here, like I said, not having a single cinema. I did speak to a gentleman, a young man, a couple months ago. I had called him and say, hey, you have a theater here across the river, across the bridge, and I would like to host a press screening of my dad's new film, if I may, and invite people over. He says, man, I would love to do that, but I signed a contract with the studios. I'm not allowed to do that, blah, blah, blah. He did have a deal to refurbish the cinema here in the mall. He was going to do all the labor. The mall got sold, and the new owner said, we're not going to honor that contract, but if you want to take over, be my guest. And the guy says, where the bleep am I going to get $2 million? And that was the end of that. I wonder if James Cameron uses Linux for the special effects for his films. So Ron, are you using ThinkPads? Yeah, love ThinkPad. ThinkPads are the Lexus of laptops, right? Quality, they just keep going and going. I don't use laptops as much anymore. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm either doing this or on my phone. But yeah, ThinkPads and Linux. If there's such a thing as a perfect marriage, it's ThinkPads and Linux. I think our friend Steve said he picked up a 4000 series GeForce graphics card for a fair price. I think that's what he said. For films, demographics have changed hard. Your children, even though they are 31 and 27, they stream movies and yak with each other on Discord as they watch the film. Are you kidding me? Outrageous. Yeah, there's no. If you're going to certain films, like I said, you have to go to the cinema. Go to the cinema to feel, not just see the film, but to feel it, right? When my dad sent me his latest movie this few months ago during the summer, and I was watching it on my 50-inch. Yeah, I got a 4K TV. It looks fine, but seeing I'm not going to spoil it, but seeing the emotion of that one scene of this guy, protecting his daughter. And by the way, Ron, the main actor won an award for Best Actor at a film festival in Siena, there in Italy. Well deserved. His name is Sergio. When I saw that scene on here, I'm like, oh wow, this is good. Now imagine seeing that emotional scene in the big screen and the people just gasping. Anyway, I won't spoil it anymore, but yeah, certain movies you just have to see on the screen. Keep your mouth shut, turn off your phone, and enjoy the experience. But that's me. So. Oh, hi, Steve. How are you, buddy? Okay. So the 4000 series card for $299. Oh, okay. I honestly, I don't know if that's a fair price at all. I'm so confused now with PC prices after missing the deal I wanted to get. The one I was looking at, well, it was a CyberPower PC with the 5000 series card. And the price jumped $250 in 24 hours, and then I wasn't going to get suckered into that. But well, let me know how it works out for you. I'm guessing you have a sufficient motherboard to run it. My computers are just too old to run something like that. But let me know how it works out for you. Okay, Ron, so your girl has a 17 4K laptop. Your boy has a 16-inch 4K display. They prefer to watch movies on those little screens. Okay. I suppose once you've seen the movie in the theater, Ron, maybe once or twice, and then want to watch it at home, I suppose that's okay. I suppose, but if you can watch my dad's film in Canada, the drone scenery, that just looks better on the big screen. But you'll see what I mean. So, Steve, was that like through Amazon or eBay or one of my friends suggested to try Tiger Direct, but I don't think the prices are going to be any more reasonable. It's just a cluster mess out there. So, like I said, very disappointing. You went on Amazon, yeah, okay. Actually, the Amazon price for that PC was higher, even higher than it was on Walmart. But yeah. These here, Linux is just light enough, even heavy Ubuntu, which is heavy, is just light enough for me to do these streams, even if it's not in full HD, to keep these shows going. So obviously getting a newer computer with the graphics card, that's not going to be an issue, but no, I don't have the camera. I don't think I could do this with the camera attached. I think this would sputter and buffer. That's why when I'm doing the streams on this computer, I don't have the camera because I'm afraid it'll buffer. On my Dell, which is also old, but that's a Core i7, that can handle it. But these computers, I don't think they can. Yeah, old farts like us, they be young with young eyes. You cannot deal with crappy little screens like that. You have a 60-inch plasma at home, Ron. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I don't mind laptop screens as long as it's super clear. Like I have a 4K Chromebook screen, it's wonderful. It's small, but it's clear. I don't have a problem with that. 4060 is not a top line compared to 4070, 48, but it's a big step up for 1660. Yes. Yeah, the computer I almost bought was a 5000 series. I believe 8 gigs of VRAM. I should have bought it when I saw it, the whole PC for 650. It's just, I wasn't feeling good. Sinus infection, just my stupidity. And then it jumped the next day, but live and learn. Jeff, you got a little TV, a 32-inch TV, that's all? Yeah, I do these shows on a 50-inch TV, and I'm actually doing my nightly stretches here as I'm talking to you guys. It's just more convenient that way. But the 50-inch is just the right size. Maybe I'll catch like an after Christmas clearance special or something like that. I don't know. I'll see. If not, I'll just pick up a refurbished Ryzen 7 with integrated graphics, like a G series computer, and you know, I don't do 4K gaming, so maybe that's good enough. Dude, that's tiny, Ron says. Yeah. Maybe in the bathroom, maybe, but not. Yeah, not normally. No. So last week I met this girl, right? She was singing Christmas songs all day. Yeah, her name was Carolyn. Bada bing. I thought it was cute. That's funny. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, some holiday spirit, to get into the spirit of the holiday jokes and stuff like that. So, there you go. I may be doing multiple live shows this week. I'm taking a week off of work. I need to chill, relax, and try to recover from this sinus infection, so be on the lookout for that. I'll have some time off. I won't be doing anything. So, yeah. Oh, the weather out. Oh, the PC prices are frightful. But toss is so delightful. I just made that up. Steve, you made me laugh, by the way. When I came home tonight, I watched the first few minutes of your stream, and you mentioned Noah. What the? What kind of a beef does he have with Noah? It just never ends. Oh man. I am not a singer, uh, Jeff. Yeah, definitely not a singer. I do voice impressions like Tony Montana, man. You pop a few loads, man. You bingo ship, okay? I can do Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know. I can do New York. Somebody texted me that I guess it's called the Trump Kennedy Center. Uh, I'm waiting for Trump Sesame Street. You know, sleazebag Oscar the Grouch, scumbag Big Bird. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, Ron. Ladies calling. All right. If I decide to build a PC, I was told my office has an RTX 3060 no one cares about. The card is mine. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it, but with these computers, I would have to change the power supply, and I don't think it's gonna handle it. But maybe my Dell might. I think I need what, a 300 watt power supply minimum, Ron? I'll tell you what I'll do. Since you offer, I will look it up. I will look it up, and I'll let you know. But thank you so much for the offer, brother. I appreciate it. RTX 3060. Okay. Thatcher Jeep helped gut it. Yeah. Thank you, Ron. I do Arnold better than he does. Yeah. That's what I said when I lost the deal on the PC. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, any final thoughts before we wrap this up here in a few minutes? It's going to be good to have a week off. I can't believe I went through a whole bottle of Augmentin and it's still not healed. I feel like I got hit with the bioweapon. My goodness. Take care, Ron. If I don't catch you on the next stream, Happy New Year, my friend. Love ya. Do you have to go shovel slush? Oh, joy. I'm assuming it's not the strawberry kind of slush, right? All right. Well, my friends, that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to catch up on the news, or maybe not, or maybe catch up on something else. Maybe catch up on Ancient Aliens or something. But this was fun. Little chat tonight. And like I said, I'll have a week off starting Tuesday. So I may jump online a few more evenings. So be on the lookout for that. I have a few other topics to talk about. And we'll go from there. And that's it. So have a good night, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.